everybody, I'm Tatsudoshi.
Yeah, I'm Gordon Berman.
And this time we'll be doing a review of Inception.
Yes, Inception. And
before we go. This was one of the Your Choice reviews from November, and this one was requested by at OMG_it's_Storm, or as we all know him, Storm. So
just call him Storm.
Just call him Storm. And of the Your Choice reviews, this was the only one that was actually nice.
Yay!
Where Storm was actually being nice to us. Everybody else kind of went the douchebag route.
Right.
Shame on you.
Now, you all heard of this movie Inception, as well as just the hypeness of it. And when it came out in theaters, everybody in the whole damn world was saying...
Well, not everybody in the whole damn world. This is one of those movies that people went to see... some people went to see, but most people went to see generic movie X, whatever was out at the time.
Right.
But the people who did see Inception instead of generic movie X, a good portion of them said it was a very interesting and very good movie.
And usually when we see a lot of people, an enormous amount of people saying that a movie is good, immediately we put on our fucking guard.
This is gonna be a shitty movie because you all liked it, but I gotta say that I can't truly say that I thought that this was gonna be. I didn't really have my guard up for this one, mostly because not everybody saw this movie. This wasn't like Avatar or
Toy Story
3 or Twilight, where everybody was going.
It's good!
It's the best thing since bread!
But
not even sliced bread, just bread!
But what's it about? Oh, that!
This is one of those movies that... I remember the commercials for a lot of movies, verbatim. And a lot of movies tell you everything that's going to happen in the movie in the trailer. Case in point, Avatar told you everything in that movie. Devil told you everything in that movie. Megamind told you everything in that movie. Toy Story 3 gave it to you verbatim. This one really didn't tell you anything. It was just like, cool shit happens, and then it's like, Inception. Go see the fucking movie, bitch. It's like, thank you. That's what I want to see. I want to see cool shots that don't tell me everything. I don't want to know everything going in there. I like surprises, unlike most of humanity. Surprises, change, that's bad.
Especially in movies. That's the best part of movies, is surprises.
Honestly, that's basically... If the trailer tells me everything, I'm not interested. At all.
If you're not surprised by a movie, I mean...
What are you watching it for? Just to confirm your belief... Confirm that you thought, what you saw in the trailer was going to happen in the movie? I mean, seriously. But as far as Inception goes, I gotta side with everybody else who's ever said anything about this movie. If you were generally interested in this movie and you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It's really fucking good.
Yep.
It's not the best movie ever, and I honestly disagree with anyone saying best blank ever for anything at all.
Right, but as far as maybe this year, I definitely put in that slot.
Yeah,
since there was a lot of crap this year.
Best movie of the year, Inception, probably going to hand it to Inception just on account of, just because it's just like...
It's because of his competition.
Well,
wasn't that much.
Its competition was like a bunch of retards who fell down the stairs, and Inception had rocket boots.
Yeah, so... But let's talk a little bit about it. We don't want to talk too much about it, because this movie is something that you do not want to talk a lot about, because there are twists and turns and surprises.
I mean, we spoil a lot of movies in our reviews, but, I mean, if I even divulge, I don't know, 20% of this movie, I'm going to spoil it for you. So, let's talk about the other things in this movie that don't involve the plot. But let's just say one quick sentence about the plot. That your feelings about the plot.
My feelings about the plot? It was engaging, and you wanted to see if what was going to happen actually happened. Basically, in terms of the plot.
For me, it was one of the few suspense and psychological thrillers that I couldn't put my thumb on it exactly. I mean, I'm a big fan of those type of genres, and I really do like to. So it's like, oh, that's probably what's gonna happen. And it's like, and then it's like, when it's you're right. It's like, yeah. It's like I honestly really couldn't fucking figure it out. I mean, I kind of had some gists, but it's not my usual certainty. So I really got to hand it to the stories for actually being very engaging in this one. Now, that's all we're going to say about the story. If you really want to see the movie, then go see the movie. But as far as everything else, now everything else is up for game. The actors, first and foremost. Possibly the best performances I've seen in a movie in a long while. The cast was really good. Some lesser knowns, but not some truly unknowns. And then we had Mr. Cappuccino holding up the helm here. And he's actually a good actor, but the movie that he got famous from was very boring and did not show off his actual talents. He's actually been in quite a few good movies lately, Shutter Island, Inception, and so on and so forth. So he's really got a good range of acting. So it's nice to actually see him come out of his safety net. And of course, quite quickly, does he make two really good movies? Does he go back to the garbage and he's making a fucking Twilight-ish Little Red Riding Hood? Fuck you.
We're not going to talk about that.
You raised my hopes and dashed them quite quickly, sir. But all in all, I really did enjoy the acting of this movie. It really, they did have the suspension of disbelief, where it was kind of like, these are people. These are human beings that exist in this world, and shit is going on. So you actually do care about them, and you really do have feelings for them, and it's like you really want, good things to happen for them, or if they're the villains, bad things to happen for them. So it's actually quite engaging as far as the acting is concerned, which is something to say because I'm a picky bitch.
Yes, that you are. It also had that sort of time factor in it too that also boosted up your a sort of adrenaline and just kept you on your seat. That's suspenseful because at parts it was basically on are they gonna have enough time to complete this, or is it it's just like you see, you can literally see a clock in your mind just tick faster and faster away as as things are just going down in this movie.
That's actually a good point, and I really didn't think about it until you said that. But we had talked about this prior. The movie's about 3 hours, the better part of 3 hours, but it really doesn't feel like that. And I think you just hit the nail on the head as to why. You're too preoccupied with what time is going on in the movie than what time is going on in reality. So you're more interested in what's going on here than what's going on here. So you kind of lose track of time, and the 3 hours just goes whew. Unlike with a lot of other movies that seem to be longer, let's say Titanic and Avatar, and there's one more, Pride and Prejudice, what the fuck is it? Yeah, Pride and Prejudice. That fucking movie took 9 years. Fuck, that movie was forever.
Let's see what Schindler's List.
Schindler's List.
But this movie,
it's
long, but does not. It does not feel long at all because it keeps your mind entertained throughout the whole thing.
See, that's my big problem with long movies, and that's a lot of people's problem with long movies. Is that about halfway through, maybe even before that, you see people start going like this, checking their watches. What time is it? Check my phone. What time is it? I didn't do that once in this movie. I do that in a lot of movies, even shorter movies. But this one I didn't even check the time at all. And when we were done with the movie, it was kind of like, wow, that was fucking 3 hours? Holy shit, didn't feel like 3 hours. So it's really, again, you really need to set time for this movie. So it is 3 hours. It is actually 3 hours. But it doesn't feel like 3 hours. So if you really want to enjoy this movie, just headphones, TV, shove all people away from you and sit down and enjoy this movie.
Alright, now let's move on to the next one. Let's see. Effects.
The effects were fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, very nice visual effects in this movie.
Let me just say that when the nether of this movie takes it upon himself to create a rocket using an elevator and some bombs while in complete zero-G, and they pull it off without breaking any of the laws of physics. Fuck yes. Good job. That took some fucking guts to actually abide by the laws of physics and create something that made gravity in a zero-G environment using an elevator and some bombs. Way to go.
Right.
And the nether of this movie was awesome.
That was, yeah. That's Tatsu's favorite part, but that's it.
That's really like the... I'm just saying that as the epitome of, you know, how they can pull something off without... They bent the laws of science, but they did not break it. And a lot of movies just are like, you know what? Fuck science. Bing!
Right.
But they actually, you know, gave a shit, which is something different. And they actually explain a little bit of why they give a shit earlier on. Mm-hmm. But overall, the effects were, you know, really good.
I mean, you have, like, basically, like, yeah, this, all physics sometimes just totally goes out the window, especially when, when they go to the effects, when they have to go into, the dream, because...
The dreamscape.
The dreamscape. We should probably explain that a little bit more.
Well, you know what? Again, let's not.
Right, but yeah, let's not. But, you know, but based on when you see it, you'll know when to talk. But basically when they start messing with the physics, and when, you know, when things in reality happens with things in the dream sequence and stuff.
It kind of...
It alters, I mean, yeah, it's like, the reality messes with how that, you know...
The reality messes with the dream.
Messes with the dream. It's just, like, pretty good, you know.
It's
good.
really interesting.
Quite brilliant, actually.
The actual visual effects of it all, they don't look cartoonish. They don't seem out of place. The actual architecture of the visual effects are absolutely stunning. I mean, at one point you have one of the creators one of the actors taking two mirrors, mirroring them to each other, and then shattering the mirrors to create an elongated bridge based on that one segment, and it was fucking awesome. It's one of those. It's really simple effect in and of itself, but the way they implemented it was brilliant.
Right. So they really have some creative minds basically working on this movie.
Christopher Nolan, right? If I'm not mistaken,
I believe
Christopher Nolan. He's the head of basically damn near all the really interesting movies. I mean, they're not perfect movies, but they're at least interesting. So I gotta give it that.
Right. If not Christopher Nolan, but yeah, I mean, but I have to say, the visuals were just like fantastic, and it fitted the movie. I mean, the movie so well together with the acting and stuff like that. It wasn't just like visual effects like some other movies had. It's like, by the way, that we have nice effects too.
Yeah, this movie was very I really just want to say that this movie is solidified in and of itself. The core of it is the story, the acting supports the story, and the effects support the actors, and that is what a good movie should be. It's not perfect, there are flaws, there are things that, it's like, well, why is that there, blah, 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 but let's just say that this is probably the most structurally sound movie as far as plot, acting, and visual effects, and the musical score was just, it kept you... It really did support things, and a lot of people will, watch this movie and not realize that there's music going on, but if you pay attention, there's that music going on in the back of your head, and it's just, like, eking you towards the edge of your seat as time goes on, and you can see a lot of the relationships in the movie based on character conversations really heavily supported by the music going on in the movie, so I loved this movie. Again, I don't think best movie ever is a deserving title for any movie that's ever been made, but best movie of the year, more than likely, it deserves the title, but it's probably not going to win.
Yeah, the year's not over yet, but it's pretty damn good contender for it.
It's pretty fucking close.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all of it. Like I said, we don't want to say too much, because, there are things that can spoil this movie, and we definitely...
Yeah, don't...
If anybody tries to spoil it, punch them in the face, and try to get away from them.
Yeah, this is like, hey, did you ever see that? Oh, no. Go see the movie, punch him in the face, steal his copy of the movie, and then go watch it. Right. So, Inception, not flawless, but a very good movie. Probably one of the best movies in the past couple of years, and definitely best movie of the year.
I concur.